This is Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and this is the Acer Aspire Switch 10 Special Edition, which means it's actually better looking, a little bit classier than your average Switch 10, and certainly much better looking than the Switch 10e, which is got a, sorry Acer, plasticky, netbooky looking thing, and hold your horses. We've been covering a lot of very expensive laptops and convertibles lately, and there's some more expensive ones coming down the pipeline. This is a hot time of year for those sort of things. This one is just $349, and besides the Gorilla Glass 3 lid here, white glass, reminding me of the Acer Aspire S7, which was a pretty classy Ultrabook in its day. Well, it's a 2-in-1, so it's got the magnetic Acer Hinge 2 design, so it comes apart, and then you have a 10.1-inch tablet with an IPS display that's actually quite colorful, very sharp and vivid. Resolution is 1280 by 800. That's not going to win any awards there, but it's fairly appropriate to a 10.1-inch display size after all. I mean, we're not talking about a big piece of glass here, and you don't need a lot of window scaling to make use of it. It's 1.3 pounds if you put them together. The dock section, which is included for your $349, they weigh 2.6 pounds together. In this price range, you're not going to get wafer-thin kind of lightness going on here. And it's a fairly usable keyboard at that. I mean, you know, it's 10.1 inches, so if you have big hands, it's going to be the size of a netbook. But if you can adapt to a smaller keyboard, the key travel on this is fairly good. There's a magnetic connector, electrical connector right here, and the magnets here, Acer says that's good for holding 6.2 pounds worth of weight, so obviously it's enough to hold the two together if you happen to pick it up like a laptop. Bottom is genuine plastic here, but it doesn't flex, it doesn't feel too cheesy. I mean, for the price, it's actually pretty darn impressive. The trackpad's fairly large, fairly useful. We're going to look at it now. So this is the Acer Aspire Switch 10 Special Edition. Special Edition gets you that Gorilla Glass 3 lid instead of the brushed kind of sort of illuminating looking version that we reviewed about a year ago. The specs inside are pretty similar actually to the one we reviewed a year ago. And now there's Aspire Switch 10e as well. That one has a very plasticky, playful, colorful, great for kids kind of look. I don't know. It comes in 3 different colors, and the apex of class is not. So this is certainly the best looking among them, and the price isn't really much higher considering all that. It's $349. There is only one configuration of this, and as I mentioned, Costco sells these in the United States. You can also get it from Acer's website. Now we have the exact model number in the video description, so you can figure out which one that is, because there's a lot of different Switch 10s on Acer's website at this point. Interesting design line over here. They chose to keep it kind of a unified look, and I won't complain with that. It looks nice, Gorilla Glass all around. Switch it to the side, it looks like a baby laptop because, well, that's basically what it is, only it's also a convertible that comes apart, and you can use it as a tablet if you want. You can also set it up in tent mode, too. When you close it, satisfying thunk, actually, for something this inexpensive, and not too bad looking there. And there we've got our Windows button on the side, so if you're using this tablet you can hit that. We got our power button right there. We have our volume controls over here, and this on the keyboard dock section is a full-size USB 2.0 port. Here's what the back looks like, and on this side we have our round power connector. This uses a standard 10-watt charger, which is pretty common with Intel Atom tablets. A lot of them use actually a micro USB style connector. This actually has a dedicated round connector, so it's not going to use up your micro USB port to charge it. There's your little compact, very lightweight charger with the skinny cord. Here we have micro USB 2.0, we have micro HDMI, and we have a micro SD card slot. Now this particular model is bundled with a 16 gig micro SD card slot. Why? I don't really know, but hey, it doesn't hurt. It has 64 gigs of internal flash storage, and as is the way with the Intel Atom Bay Trail era CPU, so this one hasn't been updated to Cherry Trail. It uses eMMC style flash storage, so it's not SSD with the SATA interface. It's a bit slower. Microphone hole right here has a 720p webcam. There's the bottom. Now typically this has a hard drive bay in it because some of the other Switch 10 models actually have an optional 500 gig hard drive. I bet if you open this up there probably would be a drive bay in there if you want to expand your storage some more. All in all, not too bad looking, not too heavy, especially for the price. You're not going to get aluminum alloy and the lightest weight materials everywhere. In fact, the glass, if anything, should add a little bit of weight, though it doesn't really weigh any more than the Switch 10e, which is a plastic construction device. And inside this is running Windows 10 Home. Now for some reason, though this is a 64-bit CPU, it's running Home 32-bit. Not a huge deal for probably the folks who are going to be buying this. It's not like you're going to be looking for a speed demon with 64-bit performance from the operating system. Just a little bit of an odd pairing there. So Windows 10 Full Edition Home there. No more of that Bing Edition business that was going on with Windows 8.1. That's all gone. Keyboard, absolutely normal layout, and you've got FN button to control your volume and your brightness and all of that sort of thing. It's not bad to type on, honestly. It isn't, as long as you can get along with a small keyboard. And to separate it, you just yank. Very strong magnets are in play here. It really is kind of impressive. In fact, it's easy to actually hook it up kind of the wrong way because it's pulling together so strongly, and it'll tell you that it's docked or undocked there. Can you put it on backwards? Let's find out. Yes, you can, indeed. And then you can use it like so. And of course you can use it like that as well if you want. And my favorite is just to do this if you're watching a movie or something like that where you don't need the keyboard, and that way you don't need a stand. Since it's an IPS display, you'd expect wide viewing angles, but there are different levels of IPS display. This one is very colorful, it has nice contrast, and is sharp, but viewing angles are okay. They're not super fantastic, in part because it's a very glossy display. It's also fighting glare here, but you can see how when you bring it on that way, it's looking a lot better. The up to downs, again, glare, are pretty good no matter how you angle it. You're just going to have to deal with, once again, glare. Speakers are right here facing at you. For a 10-inch tablet, the volume is pretty good, actually. And now a word from our sponsor, Casper Mattress. They create the outrageously comfortable and apparently bendable mattress that you can try at home 100 days risk-free. That is, you got 100 days to try it out, get your money back, and if you want to leave like the cat and say this isn't the mattress for me, that's okay. You can get your money back, but you're probably going to like it. So some of you who've seen some of the other Casper spots were wondering about how flexible this was, because it's a memory foam mattress. And it takes a lot of work to bend it like this. I'm stronger than I look. Really, I am. Anyway, you can bend it, and it goes right back, and there's no crease. There's no nothing. It's pretty darn robust mattress that I have to admit we've actually enjoyed having around to test out. The mattress is shipped direct to you. They don't sell them in stores, so you go to Casper.com to get the mattress. Shipping is free. The mattress is not free. We only wish it was, but that's not how it works. Anyway, you can get it shipped to you, and you can get $50 off if you use the word mobile as a discount code. Link in our video description to find out more. Performance, well, this is not going to be the sharpest knife in the drawer. This is an Intel Atom 1.33 gigahertz. It's the Atom Z3735F, which is a quad-core CPU of the Bay Trail era. It has boost to 1.83 gigahertz, 2 gigs of DDR3 RAM, and again, the 64 gigs of eMMC flash storage. So here's our PC Mark 8 result right there, 1136. That's about half of a Core i5 recent Ultrabook or so. So if you're not going to be doing video editing on this, you're not going to be doing CAD work, you might be able to get away with some Minecraft. I know everybody was asked about Minecraft on every low-end device. You probably could do that. It's fine for Windows Live Tile Metro apps. It's fine for MS Office. It's fine for web browsing. It is great for email and social networking, some light photo editing, that sort of thing, but it is gonna seem a bit slow if you start multitasking much because it only has 2 gigs of RAM, and that's as much as you can go. There's no expandable memory in this. For W Prime, it computed pi in 37 seconds. That is not real impressive. Core i5 Ultrabooks do it in 19 seconds. Quad cores do it in about 8 seconds. So you get an idea. That's a good indication of computational prowess. This does have Intel HD graphics. No dedicated graphics here, not for $349. Geekbench 3, the 32-bit test rather, since this is the 32-bit OS, that's all we could test. 772 single-core, multi-core 2129. Unsurprisingly, once again, that's about half of what you get on, say, a Core i5 or even some of the Core M products out there. But this guy is a lot cheaper. Now, if you want to move up the food chain, there are products like Microsoft Surface 3, not Pro 3, just Surface 3. That's running on the newer Cherry Trail Atom platform. It is faster. You do get a digital pen, bigger screen too. Keyboard, of course, is optional. So if you include the type cover in with that, you're looking at almost twice as much money too. So again, this is for the budget-conscious types who really don't need a whole lot of computing performance, and maybe something as small as possible is what you want, and not too bad looking, which is exactly what this is. It does have dual band Wi-Fi 802.11n. It has a touchscreen. There is no digital pen support here on this. Bluetooth 4.0 as well. 2-cell battery, 5910 milliamps. Acer claims 8 hours as a maximum on a charge, and we're seeing about 7 or so. I mean, these things are pretty power frugal. The entire battery, everything, all the brains are inside the tablet here, so it doesn't matter if you separate it. It's not one of those devices where there's a secondary battery in the base. Pretty simple here in terms of design. So how about the speakers and web browsing? Well, here's our website, Mobile Tech Review, and touch goodness right here. We have a video embedded right on our front page, which is the Surface Book and Surface Pro 4. Much higher end devices, granted, but we're going to play that just so you can hear the speakers at 50% volume right now. Or they will be in a minute. There we go, 52%. This is Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and good times. A lot of neat products coming down the pipeline, but right now we're going to take a first look at Microsoft Surface Book. Now that's perfectly adequate for a 10-inch tablet in terms of speakers. It's not fantastic. We'll raise the volume a little bit more so you can see it, but the video itself actually streams smoothly and looks good. Pro 4, the latest Microsoft tablets that are hitting for the late fall holiday shopping season of 2015. Of course, we're up to 74% volume. Honestly, it's not that much louder at 74% volume. Kind of odd that. But anyway, it certainly looks nice enough when you're playing video. And as long as you keep it to 1 or 2 tasks, it is pretty darn responsive. Like I said, you just don't want to have 4 programs running at once with only 2 gigs of RAM. Keep it at, 2, 3 at most, and you'll be doing okay with this. So that's the Acer Aspire Switch 10 Special Edition, again available from Acer's website and from Costco stores in the United States. And well, it's a little bit laptop, it's a little bit tablet. At 10 inches, it makes sense, certainly as a tablet. At 10 inches, it's a challenge to use as a laptop if you have big hands, but otherwise not too bad. And honestly, it's not bad looking. It's hard not to like it when you look at it. The design is pretty pleasing. The back is nice looking on this. The display is sharp, colorful, and clear, and it's $349. So if you're looking for something on a budget, maybe for some of the kids in your family, certainly the keyboard size would be great for children. It's not bad at all. I'm Lisa from Mobile Tech Review. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.